Welcome to Retroford. This is the third episode in our technical guides. This here is a Lotus Cortina steel wheel. It's probably the most iconic wheel that you can buy and probably one of the most iconic products that Ford have ever made. Sadly, these haven't been manufactured for nearly 50 years now, and if you're lucky enough to find a set, the chances are they look like this. The rim's not very good. You can see that the wheel nuts here, after thousands of times that people put the wheel on and off the car, they start to wear out. So the history of these wheels is that originally Dunlop made these for Ford, and then later on, when they went to aftermarket with the wheel, they were sold through a company called Furgat. And they made them in different widths. You could buy a 5.5, a 6 and also a 7, but again they haven't been available for at least 40 years, maybe more. So what we used to do so that you could get a Lotus Cortina steel wheel was, if I show you here, this is a standard Ford Cortina wheel. Now this would have been fitted to Mark 1, Mark 2 Cortinas. If you bought a basic model, then you would have got this wheel. This wheel here, the Lotus Cortina steel wheel, originally would have came on a Mark 1 Cortina, and then later on Mark 2 Cortinas, and some of the early Escort twin cams also had this wheel. In essence, they both use exactly the same centre. So through the generations of the wheels being manufactured, some of them are spot welded together like this one, and you can see the spot welds there. And then the earlier ones tend to be riveted like this. So what we did here at Retroford was we decided that we could purchase a new rim and use an old centre. We've probably made 600 of those wheels using the original centres, but trying to find genuine Ford wheel centres now is very difficult, and it's a very labour intensive way to manufacture a wheel, because we need to machine this off, get the centre shot blasted, and then probably 1 in 10 of those we can't sell because they'll be corroded, or the wheel nut holes are not very good, or they just don't run true. So what we would do is we would get the wheel centre and then we would put that in a new rim. So here's one here that we've manufactured. This one's a 7J rim. So that's an original Ford centre. And then we would press it in, and then we would plug weld it and seam weld it as well. So yeah, we've probably done close to 600 of those in 5.5J, 6J and 7J. But getting the wheel centres has become very difficult. I think we bought 100 out of the Czech Republic. We bought them out of Ireland, Finland, some out of Norway, and obviously a lot from the UK. But trying to source them has been difficult now, and the ones we're getting now are not very good quality. And we want to make a nice wheel, and we're struggling to do that if we can't get the centres. So these are no longer available from us. We don't make these anymore due to the fact we couldn't get the components. So what we had to do was make a decision on whether it was going to be financially viable for us to get the centres repressed. Now, the pressing tonnage you need to manufacture a wheel is around 500 tonnes. So effectively you've got 500 Mark II Escorts sat on top of this wheel to give you the tonnage you need. Now, the size of the press to press that centre is probably the size of a house and twice the height of it, and there is probably only 3 or 4 companies in the UK with the capabilities to manufacture that centre. It's probably been 15 years that I've been trying to find a company that can manufacture the centres, but also could make the tooling. So a lot of people can do the tooling and a lot of people can make the centres, but you need to find a company that's got the expertise to do both. And yeah, after a long time we found a company that can do that for us, and what I've got behind us here is some of the samples they've sent us, and yeah, as of today we've signed off the samples and the prototypes, and they're going into production. These will be available in a 5.5, a 6 and a 7. These are 7s here. This one here is a 5.5. So let me show you the original. Well, that's the original centre. This is the centre that we've had remanufactured. So this has been a very, very long road to get to this, and there's lots of details on this that we wanted to get absolutely perfect. So I think this is probably sample number 7. So there's lots of details here that Ford put in to give the wheel strength. So this portion here that's got a pressing in it, yeah, is to triangulate that and give it some strength. This lip here is to give it a locator, and then this also here is to give it strength. And if you look at this compared to a genuine Ford steel wheel, it's very difficult to see any differences whatsoever. Even the likes of, we sent them a 3D drawing showing the radius as you wanted here, the radius as you wanted there, the depth of this, the angle of the wheel nut, the relief in here, the hubcap so that it fits the genuine Ford hubcap. So we've gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that these are identical, so that when they're manufactured into a wheel, then you can run them with or without the hubcap. You can use them on race cars, road cars, and you're going to struggle to tell when that's on the car if there's any difference. I mean, that's in raw finish without any powder coat on it, and you're going to struggle to tell the difference. And yeah, it's been a long road to try and find a company that can manufacture those for us. And yeah, this is the final 2 samples. I shall show you a wheel that's been manufactured for us, and this is the wheel. So this is a 7J. These won't be black, they'll be silver. And you can see that again, all the details that the genuine Ford one had have been put in. And yeah, the only difference between this and a genuine Ford one is that we've decided to have a safety bead put on the back lip there. Now you wouldn't want that on the front lip, because you would see that safety bead there and there. You would see it on the front lip, but on the back lip it's a nice feature. These are to be seam welded on, and we're hoping to have stock of those. It's probably going to be 6 months before we've got full stocks of these. They'll come powder coated silver in a box, ready to fit. And that pretty much rounds it up. So yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also to go on our Facebook, Instagram. We'll be loading up more videos explaining products. And again, this is probably one of the products that I'm happiest with, just because it's been such a long road to find a company that could do that for us and would take the time to do it exactly how we wanted it. So yeah, the Lotus Cortina steel wheel will be available brand new again. So yeah, thank you for watching.